Hello Internet, and welcome back to another Pokemon Challenge Run. My name is Chilln, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Generation 1 Pokemon, Voltorb. Voltorb is a Generation 1 Electric-type Pokemon that's known for nothing, absolutely nothing, other than its speed. So today we're going to find out, can you beat Pokemon Emerald using only a Voltorb? Like my other playthroughs, I started off by using the Universal Randomizer software to substitute out Voltorb for the starter Torchic. Mainly to give my rival a tougher starter for me to deal with, as it will be water type, but it's also ground type. Lastly, before we get this thing started, I'd like to go over a few rules that you need to know about. First of all, Voltorb is the only Pokemon that is allowed to battle. Any other Pokemon on my party is for HM use only and will usually be left fainted so they can't be dragged into battle. Secondly, I won't be using any items in battle, as this just makes the game too easy. Anyways, without further ado, let's get this thing started. The first battle of the game is against our rival May, who just has a Mudkip at this point that's level 5. I get myself level 6 before I challenge this, simply because it'll make it a lot easier to win. There's nothing really to see here, as we just tackle and scratch each other back and forth until one of us dies. Clearly I'm going to be the winner, so let's go ahead and move on to the next battle. Also, since it does happen here in the first battle, it is worth mentioning that my Voltorb has the ability Static, which has a high chance of paralyzing the opponent upon contact. This is going to come in handy throughout the playthrough. After doing some minor training and beating all the trainers along the way, we're finally ready to challenge Roxanne. By this point we are level 16 and we've learned the move Sonicboom. Sonicboom does a set 20 damage every time you use it, which means no matter how hard the enemy Pokemon tries to raise its defense using Harden, it's not going to help them at all in the long run. The first couple of Geodudes go down without an issue. I don't even take any damage from the first one, and the second one doesn't do much to me at all. On the second one, however, I whittle it down to low health and then it heals back up with a potion. Thanks to an Oranberry I was holding, I was able to outlast it and eventually knock it out with Sonicboom. And with that, we've hit level 17 and we've gained our first gym badge. Before hitting the second gym, I do a little bit of grinding in the cave on the way to meet Steven. It's here that I learned the move Spark and replace Charge with it. You might be wondering why I do this. Well, the simple explanation is Charge is just a bad move. While it does power up your electric type attacks, it's only for the very next attack. So it doesn't last throughout the whole fight, and thus isn't worth keeping. With all that out of the way, it's time to take on Brawley, the second gym leader. The first Pokemon Machop goes down in 2 hits, and then the Meditite survives one and sets up a light screen. This is going to reduce our special damage, so I go for a Sonicboom, stupidly because I miss and get hit with a Focus Punch. With 10 HP left, I'm sure it goes without saying that Makuhita has no issue finishing me off. We run it back a second time, and this time the paralysis kicks in on Meditite and it can't set up the light screen. As a result, I hit it with 2 sparks and take it down. Now I'm full HP for the Makuhita, and I give it the Woot Wops until it eats its Citrus Berry. At this point, it's got a couple of bulk ups off, so it does a big chunk with Vital Throw, but it's not enough to kill us, and we do get the paralysis. Eventually we kill it, and we claim ourselves our second badge. On our way to Malville City, we run into our rival May once again. Her team's gotten a little bit stronger and bigger, and we're still just a Voltorb. We finish off the Lombre in 2 sparks, and then she immediately sends out her Marshtomp. At this point, I'm regretting my decision to give her that as a starter because, well, Mudshot pretty much kills me from full HP. Add to that the fact that my only damaging move I can use is Sonicboom, I'm in a bit of a position. After a small grinding session, we come back to try it again at level 27. But nope, we still die. After attempting this battle about 11.5 times, we finally got some favorable results. Mudshot misses on the first turn and allows me to get 2 Sonicbooms off, allowing its HP to be just low enough for me to knock it out with 1 more Sonicboom. And that's going to be the break we needed to win this battle. With that beefy Marshtomp out of the way, all that's left now is a one-shot for Slugma with Spark, and we've won the battle. Thank God. Next up is the gym leader Watson. My electric type moves don't do much damage here. Thankfully I learned the move Rollout before coming here. I build up the Rollout's power on the first 2 Pokemon and use a Cherry Berry to get rid of my paralysis. Unluckily for me, I get hit by the static on the Electrite and now I'm paralyzed. The full power Rollout doesn't quite take out the Magneton, but I do finish it off with a Spark, but not before taking significant damage from its Sonic Booms. By the time I get to Manectric, I die. On the second attempt of the battle, I get lucky with the same strategy, but this time I get a critical hit. And I also made it through without getting paralyzed. When the Manectric comes out, I start by hitting it with a Spark to see if we can get it paralyzed. Luckily we do, but it responds with a shockwave that paralyzes me. At this point, I just start building up my Rollout to see if I can get lucky. I don't have much HP left anyway, so it's the least I can do. I go for the Rollouts, and he's paralyzed on every turn while I smack him down with Rollout. When Watson uses a super potion, by this point my rollout is strong enough to take him down from his current health. And with a big ol' slap to the dome, we finish off Manectric, and we defeat Leader Watson. At this point we were given the Shockwave TM as a reward, and I debated swapping out Spark with it, but Spark is actually stronger and it's still 100% accuracy, so I opted just to keep it. After giving Team Magma the boot bop, it's time to take on Flannery in the Fire-type gym. Now a lot of these Fire-type Pokemon are also part Ground type, so I can't use any of my electric moves, and my only other attacking move at this point is pretty much Tackle. So I'm forced to go with the rollout strategy and try to build up my power. Unfortunately, I do get the Numel low enough while powering up my rollout that it heals, so therefore I'm going to waste one of my powerful rollouts on it, and my maxed one is going to be used on the Slugma, which is unfortunate because I was hoping I could time it to use on the Camerupt. But as I've learned with a lot of these playthroughs, things don't always go your way on the first try, but you just gotta keep going and keep trying, and eventually you'll have some turnouts. So after dying to the Camerupt, it's time to give this another go. This time I go for a little different strategy. I've done what I should have done a long time ago and replaced Tackle with Secret Power, which is a decently powerful normal type move that has the chance to inflict status conditions, in my case Paralyze. So I boop the Numel in his derpy little face with a couple of Secret Powers and we take him out in 2 shots. And this allows me to start setting up my rollout on the Slugma rather, so that I can make sure I have enough powerful hits for the Camerupt, because that thing has to die. The magnitude is simply too strong. When the Camerupt comes out, we hit it with the 3rd stage rollout, which is just strong enough to knock it down to about half, which is perfect for me so that it doesn't heal. And then with the 4th stage one, we take it out no problem. Here when the Torkoal comes out, I was a little nervous at first, but then I remembered, hey, we got the 5th stage rollout, which is super effective and is the perfect kryptonite to take this thing out. And with that, we've defeated Flannery, and we're moving on. Now it's time to deal with the 5th gym leader, Norman, our own father who abandoned us and left us to die. Nah, I'm kidding. But look, listen, this fight is very annoying. These Pokemon are, well, strong, but the first one here is just super annoying because I can't set up on it. Likes to use Teeter Dance on me and, well, pretty much ruin my flow. There's no way I can get a rollout rolling because I'm going to be confused and hit myself along with rollout's bad accuracy. It's also noteworthy that these Pokemon all have the move Facade, which powers up based on whether or not you have a status infliction on you. And since I have Static and I have Spark, which paralyzes along with Secret Power, I'm most of the time paralyzing my opponent, so let's be real. So as a result, all of these Pokemon are extra powered up when they hit me and it hurts like crazy. I'm only 42 health after taking down the first Pokemon. You can also toss in the fact that I get confused by Spinda half the time and I end up knocking my own self out. I tried this fight many times. Let's be real, I did not expect this to be the gym that gave me the most trouble so far, but, you know, it turns out it is. However, I did make it to the Slacking one time, but I was not strong enough and had not enough health to even be close to surviving any of his attacks. Finally, after some downright luck, it uses Belly Drum at half HP, drops itself low, we knock it with a Spark, and we paralyze it and it loses its turn to paralysis. And with that, we have taken out the first Lanoon. We have plenty of HP to deal with the Slacking. When Slacking comes out, we smack it with a Spark and paralyze it, which is perfect because this Pokemon has the Truant nature, which makes it not attack every turn. It has to take a break and recover. So, after putting me to sleep, I wake up and screech it down multiple times, and then I go for some Secret Powers. We knock it down very low, and then we Secret Power one more time, and we knock the dang thing out. And with that, our father has been defeated. Before heading on to the next city to face the next gym, we stop by the Weather Institute, deal with the Team Magma and Aqua shenanigans there, and then we're faced with our rival May once again. This time, the Marshtomp is level 31, and the Mudshot is still a thorn in my side. It hurts like crazy, it lowers my speed, and well, all around I just can't survive against this dang thing. I really regret giving it this starter. After many deaths, I do what I should have done a long time ago. I start powering up my rollout on the Brawley and have my 4th and 5th hits ready for that Marshtomp. And we are faster than it, so we will definitely be able to take it out. And with that, once that thing is down, it's a cakewalk. All we gotta do is hit Thunderbolt on this Slugma, and then it's GG. May defeated. Now it's time to deal with the 6th gym leader, Wynonna. Now I've been waiting for this gym because it is flying type, I am very fast, I'm a Voltorb, I have Thunderbolt, I thought I was ready. But it is this fight here that I learned that Altaria has the move Earthquake, along with Dragon Dance, which powers itself up. Now I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but of course from this red health she's gonna heal, and then she's gonna Earthquake me again, and we're gonna die. On the run back, I take into account that the Altaria has the move Earthquake, and I decide to power up with Rollout, so that when it comes out, I'll be able to easily take it out. So when the Swablu, I power it up, and by the time Altaria comes out, I hit her with the 3rd and 4th rollout, knocking her out. I even get to knock out the Skarmory on the next turn thanks to my 5th powered rollout. From there, all we have to do is electrocute Tropius 2 times with Thunderbolt, and then Pelipper comes out, and being water and flying type, it stands no chance. So we hit it with a Thunderbolt, and we claim our 6th badge. Moving on to the 7th gym, this is where things got hectic. I had to try this fight so many times, guys, and rethink my strategy so many times. I brought Abra into this fight simply because all it knew was teleport and flash for me, and therefore wouldn't be able to attack or help me at all. And you have to have a second Pokemon to start this fight, so I'm going to give myself a pass here. After my HM Slave goes down, Claydol hits me with 1 Earthquake, and it does massive damage. And keep in mind, I'm going to be fighting 2 Pokemon at once for this entire thing, so I'm pretty screwed here at this point. As you'll see there, my rollout does no damage, so at this point, I know that I'm going to lose. After some consideration, I realized that I don't want to power level myself too much, as it would just make it ridiculous. So I get myself to level 65, and I teach myself the move Double Team. With Double Team, my plan is to paralyze the Claydol using Secret Power, which usually works, and then use Double Team as many times as I can to try to survive the fight. After maximum double teams are achieved, I rely on my opponents missing me as well as Claydol being paralyzed in order for me to build up a rollout. Finally I do, and I take the Claydol out, which is the biggest issue because that thing's Earthquake absolutely wrecks me. However, I am low HP for the rest of this fight, so I still don't know at this point if I'm going to be able to make it. However, the 5th and final rollout is primed up and ready to take out this Lunatone in one shot, which I definitely need every break I can get. Now, while I was setting up at the beginning of the fight with all those double teams, I was rejoicing in the fact that Xatu was using Calm Mind instead of attacking me. However, it's right here on this turn that actually came into play to bite me. My first Thunder misses, and then my second Thunder does not kill it in one shot, thanks to its special defense boosts from Calm Mind. However, we do get a stroke of luck when we see that Xatu is paralyzed from the Thunder, and the gym leaders here don't use full restores, they actually use Hyper Potions, so that's a decent break. However, it does become a double-edged sword because Xatu's Synchronize makes me paralyzed as well. After the Xatu's healed with a Hyper Potion, we hit it with a Secret Power followed by a Thunder, this time taking it out for good. All that's left is this stupid Soul Rock to deal with. Now right here you'll see that he actually hits me with a Psychic that I could have sworn was going to kill me. But I survive with an absolute shred. My Thunder misses, but thankfully on the next turn he misses like he should have, and I get to strike him down with a powerful Thunder. And with that, we've defeated Tate and Liza. With all of the Team Aqua and Team Magma shenanigans out of the way, it's time to take on the final gym leader, Juan. He's number one! No, but seriously, I did lose this fight the first time because I was confused and kept killing myself and getting hit by Earthquake. So I did what I had to do. I powered up with all the double teams I could against the Love Disc and hurt myself a few times after getting sweetly kissed, and then we electrocuted the crap out of it. Did I mention I love double teams so much? It actually allowed me to get past this fight without getting earthquaked in the face by this Whiscash. Look at him. The face of evil. In all honesty though, Double Team came in the clutch here. He missed all of his earthquakes, and then we rolled him out down to red health where he used Rain Dance, which actually gives me 100% accuracy on Thunder, by the way. And then we hit him with a fully powered up rollout after he uses his Hyper Potion. And with that beefcake of a monster out of the way, we use our 100% accuracy Thunder to zap Celio and Crawdon down in one shot, guys. Super easy. Kingdra comes out, and Kingdra is a little bit more tanky. It's water and dragon, which means Thunder is not going to be super effective, but it does nearly kill it. It knocks it down to just a sliver of a health where it will use a Hyper Potion, but we don't care. We're going to zap it again and knock it down with a secret power. And with that, we have defeated the only Juan. Alright guys, you know what time it is. It's time to travel to the Elite Four to become the strongest trainer in the region. But first, we have to crush Wally's dreams one more time, and let's be honest guys, his team has gotten stronger, but it's still no match for the Master Ball. We start off by Thunder Blasting the Altaria right out of the game, followed by his Delcatty that meets the same fate. Next up is the Magneton that goes down with a Thunder and a Secret Power. Then comes out the Roselia, who is nice and easy to crunch down using the Secret Power we possess. Next up is the Gardevoir, his prized Pokemon that we helped him capture back in Petalburg. We hit it with a Thunder, it fully restores, it tries to double team to save its own life, it even hits us with a Future Sight, but guys, it is not strong enough to withstand the power of Master Ball. We zap it down to put it in its place one final time, and with that, Wally is gone forever. He gives up on Pokemon, and he goes home to work at a gas station. Here we go, guys. It's time to take on the Elite Four with Voltorb and find out, is he truly elite? The Elite Four member Sydney uses Dark-type Pokemon, and we are going to have to put the smack down on him. We start off by trying to go for a few double teams, but after seeing that Mightyena will use Sand Attack on me, I decide to cut to the chase and eliminate him off the game. Mainly because if I get Sand Attack too many times, my Thunder is already inaccurate enough as it is, it's gonna really be a problem later on. So we zap him with a Thunder and we take him out in one shot. Next up is the Shiftry, who only tries to go for 2 double teams, so we pop him down with 2 returns. Now it's time to deal with a Cacturne, who really doesn't even go for any attacking moves. All it tries to do is slow my speed with Cotton Spore, which it happens to miss many times, although I'm really not too worried about it either way because Master Ball is extremely fast. And with a few returns, we boop it on the head and kill it. He sends out his Crawdaunt, and that thing is just an easy Thunder. Last and least, it's Absol, his final Pokemon. We boop it with return, and with that, we have bebopped our way to our first Elite Four member. Phoebe, the Ghost-type Master, is the second Elite Four member we are faced against. And her first Pokemon, Dusclops, is a little bit annoying. It does know the move Curse, which can definitely end the battle if it uses it, but it typically likes to go for Protect the first turn, so what we do is, of course, we start double team spamming. But first we have to reset the battle because I was a goofball and forgot to heal before this fight, so now let's get into this. The first move it uses is Protect, like I suspected it would, so we start double teaming it up to help ourselves survive. Double team is already coming into play because as we are trying to build it up, he continues to miss attacks on me, allowing me to build up more and more. And I'm going to need all the evasiveness I can get because my strategy here is to go for a rollout sweep. Now I did kind of goofball in this fight, guys. For some reason my brain at the time thought that Dusclops was part ground type as well. Mainly because Dust reminded me of Dust, and Dust reminded me of Ground, so I thought he was a Ground Ghost. I'm not gonna lie, look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I was kind of a noob. So I probably could have used Thunder and taken these things out with no problem, but you know, we did what we did. Unluckily for me, guys, my final rollout did miss, and I was forced to start building it up again. Of course, in the process, we didn't do enough damage to take it out, we knock it into red health, even paralyze it, but it gets full restored. But at this point, we're just rolling out, we're just getting stronger every second, and eventually we do take it out. When she sends out her second Dusclops, this one by the way knows Earthquake, so we need to kill it. Unluckily for it, we have a 5th stage powered up rollout that kills it in one shot. With those 2 Dusclops out of the way, the fight is pretty much over. I'm double teamed up and I'm faster and stronger than all of her remaining Pokemon. The first 2 Bandits go down with one single Thunder, and then all that's left is a Sableye that also dies to a Thunder really easily. And with that, we have defeated Phoebe. Alright guys, now it's time to deal with the Elite Four member Galatia, who has Ice types who are also part Water type, so I expected this to be a decently easy fight. The first Celio, easily as you expected, goes down with a single Thunder. Next she sends out her 2 Glalie, and these things are actually able to kill me. The combination of Ice Beam and Hail equal a lot of damage for my Voltorb. On the next fight though, I sustain a little bit of damage from Celio in order to build up my double teams. I need to do this because I have to avoid some of these Ice Beams if I'm going to live. And my plan also is to set up some rollouts, so I'm going to need to give myself some time in order to get strong. Once we finally make it happen though, we plow through the Glalie and then we one-shot the Celio with the rollout. Finally, with our 5th stage rollout, we're able to take the last Glalie out, and that sets us up in a position to win. Last but not least is Walrein, and he is a beefy Fritos burrito. But unluckily for him, my Thunder is ultimately powerful, and we take him down in one shot, and with that, we have defeated Galatia. Alright fellas, it's time to take on Drake, the Dragon Master. Now like a lot of these Pokemon in this league, the Shelgon loves to use Protect first, so we're gonna spam up some double teams in order to help us survive. Finally, after cheesing up our double teams, we start spamming the rollouts. Unfortunately for us guys, our fully powered rollout does not take out Flygon in one hit, and Drake full restores it. Now this is a big deal because this Flygon knows the move Earthquake, which will absolutely decimate us from this HP, probably even from full HP. Luckily for me though, the double teams came into play here and we were able to return it 4 times, knocking it into the grave. After striking Altaria with a Thunder, it is paralyzed now and pretty low HP. It's just using Aerial Ace on me, which is not very effective. It doesn't do much damage, so I start building up my rollout. Why? Because the next 2 Pokemon, Kingdra and Salamence, must go down quickly or they will take me out of the game. So after using 2 rollouts on Altaria, the 3rd one goes out on Kingdra, which it is key that this thing critical hit right here to knock it low enough for my 4th one to knock it out, leaving me with just 8 HP and a 5th stage rollout to go against the Salamence. And there you have it, guys. The 5th rollout was strong enough, and we take out that Salamence in one hit. And we only had 8 HP to spare. And with that, we've defeated Drake, and it's on to the champion. Now it's time to go toe-to-toe with Wallace himself. Let's see if we can be the strongest trainer in the world. Starting off the battle, guys, we set up with double team, and we get one shot by Water Spout. Oh boy. On the run back, dude, we are double teaming so much. We double team our way up, and away, dude. There's so many teams over here, dude, because I doubled them up, I doubled them up, I doubled them up. Finally, once we are maximum stages of evasiveness, we smack it with a Thunder, and we one-shot the beast. Next out, he sends the Gyarados, the water flying type, and you know that thing's going down with a single Thunder. Next up is his Whiscash, and this thing is an absolute problem. Once again, it has Earthquake, which knocks me down very, very low, but actually, I get a critical hit with Return, and we take it down. Next up is a special defensive tank, Tentacruel, but we get a critical hit. I'm not totally sure we would have killed it otherwise. After that, it's time to deal with a Ludicolo, which I can't one-shot, but it does go down in 2 Thunders, and it doesn't manage to get a hit off on me. And finally, the last Pokemon of the team, Milotic, doesn't go down in a single Thunder, but we do get a Paralyze, which is key. The Surf misses, and it heals up with its Citrus Berry. If it hadn't done that, I'm almost certain it would have been full restored by Wallace. Luckily for us, all we got to do is use our very last Thunder to blast this thing in the face. And with that, guys, we have defeated the champion Wallace, and we are the best trainer on the face of the planet. Almost. There is one more trainer that we will take on for this challenge. It is none other than Steven himself. Let's see if we can beat him. Alright guys, so Steven, let's be real. Trying to kill him at this level is... it's a waste of time. Even with my double team strats, guys, if I get hit by these monsters, I am dead, boys. I'm dead. Not to mention that, I can't do any damage to these things, so we just can't do it at this level. Trust me, I spent a good amount of tries trying to do it, and eventually I realized, hey, we can't even get past the 3rd Pokemon. This is not going to work out. Guys, we come back at level 83. We give it another try, but we are still not strong enough. We're going to have to power grind more if we want to beat this guy. It's a sad, unfortunate fact, but Voltorb is fast, but he just can't hit hard enough to kill these things. Not only that, these guys all hit like trucks, so if I get touched, I'm pretty much dead. Plus, one time I made it all the way to this Claydol, but this thing is an absolute monster, and just, if it breathes on me, I die. So guys, we don't want to do it, but we have to do it. We power level up to level 100, and we come back to give it another try. On the Skarmory, we set up with our double teams and get ready to sweep the team. Also, we gave ourselves a Poison Berry to hold in case we get poisoned. Once we are set up, we're ready to roll. We smack the Skarmory down with a powerful Thunder, and that's going to be a one-shot, super effective hit. Next up is a Papa Aggron that goes down in a single Thunder, surprisingly. Next up is the Metagross, and I was not sure how I was going to deal with this, guys, but we incredibly critical hit this thing in one shot. Now we're in a good position. Next up is the Claydol, guys, and this thing is an absolute tanky powerhouse. We have to use Rollout on this thing and build it up in order to take it down. If it touches us with an Earthquake, we will potentially die. Thankfully, guys, we knock it really hard when we get the 5th powered up Rollout and we clear it out of the game. Okay, now we have to deal with this Cradily. We hit it with a Thunder and it just doesn't do enough damage. So I start building up the Rollout on it, hoping it's just going to miss me, and it sets up an Ingrain. Now, I was honestly really sad when I saw this. I thought this might be the GG for me, but guys, that Ingrain actually healed it up enough to where it didn't heal with a full restore. That's right, I knock it down into full restore range and it ingrains its health back just enough to let me hit it again. After knocking that Cradily out, we have a 5th stage powered up Rollout to crush this Armaldo with a super effective blow to the jaw, and with that, guys, we have defeated Steven. We have officially become the strongest trainer in the Hoenn region, and we only use a Voltorb, and we didn't use any items in battle. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, first of all, I just want to say thank you for staying this long. I really appreciate you guys sharing the love in the comments and leaving a like on the video. And also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing if you like these types of videos as well as Pokemon content overall. I'll also be playing some other games on the channel, so look out for that. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video for me. If you want to see more, you can look down in the description. I have links to other challenge runs that I've done in case you're just hungry for some more action. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.